Yeah, so just give me a second. And yes, we are live. Namaste, everyone. Good evening. My name is Lohit Jutiavar from Career Naksha platform. Once again, we are back with interesting session. Today, we are going to talk about very, very important what our youth is looking for, and there are so many misconceptions on this area as well. So we have our esteemed speaker with us today from the industry, and we're going to talk a lot about this sector. So today's topic for the discussion is careers in India's defense sector. So for which we have invited our dearest esteemed speaker, Colonel Sanjit Sirohi sir. It's very welcome. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation
Thank you,
and
Lalit.
for joining our session once again, sir. It's my pleasure to have a discussion, share the platform with you. Thank you. So just to talk about Colonel Sanjeev sir, so he served in the army for almost 35 years and conducted training on leadership development, team management, stress management, time management, and interpersonal skills. And he also delivered session on personal development at Winning Mantra, at Noida College, and many other colleges and for youth. He also served as a director human resource at Institute of Hotel Management. He conducted interview guidance program for graduates and postgraduates as well. And he conducts SSP classes for aspiring candidates for armed forces. So there's something very interesting about Colonel Sir. So he's the right person for any aspiring candidates who want to get into NDA. So you can directly connect with him. Very interesting part is also he's a motivation speaker. So he delivered his session on First Bite TV, Meerut, and City News, and also Heroes podcast. So he also was one of the speaker at Josh Talk speaker. So maybe most of you have heard about Josh Talk, so where like similar to Colonel Sir and so many aspiring and inspirational motivation speakers come in those platform. They share their journey to inspire people out there. And also he was a TED speaker, right? So it was great pleasure. It was a great opportunity for me, especially to share this platform with you, sir. So today, for the next few minutes, we are going to talk more about Indian defense sector, and this program is organized by Career Naksha. So just to talk about Career Naksha platform, so it's one of the edtech and career counseling platform based out of Gujarat, Vadodara is where our head office. But we are spread our wing to across India and abroad. We have centers across India, and also we have partners and counselors even in abroad, right? So we provide services like career counseling, psychometric assessment, life skills, interview skills, aptitude assessments, and everything to the students as well as working professionals. So anyone have any kind of doubt related to their career, how to lead their life, what is that particular stream that they have to take so that they can be very happy in their life. So there's the platform. We have counselors more than 4,500 across India and abroad. So where we provide that service, and in that, so there's every week, every month, fortnight, we come up with one of the workshop where we talk about each criteria, each career sector with the esteemed speaker like Colonel Sanjeev sir. So today, once again, warm welcome, Colonel sir. And today we're going to talk about careers in Indian defense sector. So if any of our viewer have any doubt in this area, so we're going to answer your queries or doubt towards the end of this section. So you can post your doubt in the comment section, right? So I have a couple of questions from the students when we normally go and conduct this section. So we have a couple of questions. So mainly I'm going to ask you that, sir, so that it will be frequently asked questions from the people. The first thing that to start with, I want to know what are the basic key sector, and what are the after completing their 12th grade, and from which grade they can start, the preparation basically. If you can just, tell us, that will be great to begin with.
Okay, Lalitji, thank you very much. First of all, I must thank you, and I am very grateful for Career Naksha for inviting me on this very, very exciting. I am very excited about this because I will be telling something which is very close to my heart, and I am very, very happy to be on your platform. So, the first thing which you have asked me is that after 12th, what are the options available to the students to join the armed forces? And when should they start preparing for that? Look, as far as I am concerned, the day you decide to join the armed forces, start preparing for that day itself, irrespective whether you are in which class. Like when I was in 7th, 8th class, that is the time I decided that I want to join the armed forces because I was fascinated by the uniform of the officers, Jawan, JCOs, and I was more fascinated because since I studied in Delhi, during Republic Day parade, when I used to see the tanks rolling on the Rajpath, on the capital, which is now known as the this thing Kavya Path, when I used to see the tanks, that is the time I thought in my mind that I will join the armed forces and I will one day I will sit in the tank and I will command the regiment. And I am very happy to tell my viewers that I joined army, I joined the tank regiment, and I commanded the tank regiment. So my first point is the day you decide to join the armed forces, please start preparing from then only. Now, what do you prepare? First thing, what you prepare is your mental makeup. You should be mentally prepared to join the. And I don't believe in plan B. I believe only one plan because if you have plan B, plan C, plan D, then you are not focused neither on plan A, nor on plan B, nor on plan C. So focus on your plan A and forget about other plans. That is the start point. Number two, to know what is armed forces, you must get into the armed forces to know about the armed forces, and that goes for any field which you want to join. You want to become a doctor, try to know everything about what a doctor does. You want to become an engineer, try to know everything. So whatever your profession you are likely to choose in life, try to get inside it and know everything and about that. Because once you know everything, then you are mentally prepared. Okay, when I become an officer, these are the things I'll be facing. These are the difficulties, these are the opportunities, these are the challenges. So my point is that if you are in school and there is NCC in school, please join your NCC junior wing. If you are in college and there is an NCC in your college, join NCC, the senior wing. Because once you get inside the NCC, then you will know how does the armed forces work. So that is the start point. Other thing is that, as you all know, there is a written test. Some entries there is no written test. I'll cover that. And after written test, after you are qualified in your written test, then you go for SSB, which is Service Selection Board. For all the three services, there are different selection boards. For Air Force, there are different. For Navy, Army, there are different selection boards at different locations in the country, and they have made it in such a way that there are few boards in North India, South India, East India, West India. So it is easier for people to go to their nearest boards. So you have to clear the SSB and then you join the academy depending upon your entry. Now let us come to the entries. Once you are in the 11th class, start preparing for your written exam. And once you come to 12th class, at that point of time, the day you come into 12th class, you come into 12th class in September, start preparing for your this thing exam and for your written exam. And you should make sure that when you join the academy, you have already completed your 12th class. So when you reach 12th class, you can start giving your entrance exam. Once you give entrance exam, then the result will come out. Then you will go for SSB. Then you will join. So your joining should be earliest joining should be July, in which you have cleared your 12th exam. These exams are conducted twice a year. So for 12th, there are NDA entry. It is for all the three services: Army, Navy, Air Force. 3 years are in NDA Khadakwasla, and last 1 year is in respective training academies. For Army, it is Dehradun. For Air Force, it is Hyderabad. For Chennai, for Navy, it is, I think, Vishakhapatnam. So you go there. As regard the girls are concerned, they can also join military nursing service. That is very, very good. It is equivalent. The pay structure, the rank structure is same. Only thing is you should have physics, chemistry, and biology, and you should have passed your NEET exam with 650 marks minimum. That is the requirement. So nowadays the girls can also join the NDA, girls can join military nursing service, and boys can join NDA. So this is after 12th class. Then there is another entry, that is after 10 plus 2, that is the technical entry scheme. That if you have the technical this thing aptitude and you have PCM subjects in your 12th class, then you can join this entry. Then in this entry, you will be joining the technical arms of the Indian Army. That is your engineer, that is your signal, and your EM. So this is as regards after 12th is concerned. Then we come, once you have done your graduation, then like NDA, there is a CDS. It is Combined Defense Services exam. It is for all the three services. It is after graduation. It is conducted twice a year. And then if you are Army candidate, then you go to IMA. If you are Air Force candidate, you go to Air Force Academy. If you are a Naval candidate, you go to Navy Academy. So that is after passing the UPSC written exam. Then there is a NCC entry scheme. This is for those students who are in the NCC. Their vacancies are fixed, so they have the advantage that they only compete with the NCC cadets. Now, in this, you should be a graduate. You should have senior NCC C certificate with B grading. That is Bravo grading. You should have that. You can join that, and then you can become an officer. So that is about the NCC cadet. Then there is another entry, which is the university scheme entry, where you don't appear for the written exam and you straight away go for the SSB. And if you clear your SSB, you join the academy, carry out the training, and become an officer. So the options are available both at after 12th and after graduation. If you are, suppose somebody is doing law, he can join the JAG branch. Somebody is doing MBBS, he can become a doctor. So that way there are a number of opportunities available for joining the defense services. Lohitji, I hope I have answered your question.
Yes. Yes, that was very in detail, Colonel Sir, and thank you so much for giving that areas. What are things that is involved when someone will get into a particular field after 12th. And I really appreciated that you mentioned that when someone start thinking about, okay, this is what they want to become. So that's the time when they have to start preparing themselves to reach that goal, right? So that's really great. Thank you so much. And the second thing is, since you have commanded, since you have handled the team and so many javanas and everything, so I'm pretty much sure you might have identified, and also when you go and train the young aspirants or graduates, approach graduates, you train them on personal development, soft skills, and interview skills, and all the stuff. So I believe that, and I truly believe that soft skills are also very much important in any field that we take, right? So what are the soft skills and technical skills and kind of qualities essential in NDA, sir?
Okay. Lohitji,
Yeah.
in the when anybody goes for an SSB, that is the Service Selection Board, basically it is an interview, but it unlike other interviews where it is only for 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 1 hour, or maybe one interview, 2 hours, this SSB for 5 days. Now, in this 5 days, there are 3 assessors who assess you. There is a psychologist who assess you as far as your mind is concerned. Then there is a GTO, Group Task Officer, who assess you in your behavior in a group. And then there is an interview where you are assessed in your spoken, your communication skills, your body language, your etiquettes, your manners. So these are the three people who assess you. So in the armed forces, we look for qualities which are known as officer-like qualities. And in short form, they are known as OLQs. Anybody who has gone to SSB or he knows that there are 15 officer-like qualities which you must have to clear your SSB. So if you don't have these qualities, then you don't clear your SSB. And one thing more I want to clarify, there is a misnomer, there is a misinformation that in the armed forces, they are not looking for the best candidate. They are looking for the right candidate. There is a difference between best candidate and the right candidate. Now, the best candidate means I have got 100 vacancies, I have got 500 candidates, I will select best 500 and get them into armed forces. That is one way of doing it. Most of the organizations who are following that method, they select the best one. But in the armed forces, we don't select the best one, we select the right one. And right candidate is the one who has all these 15 qualities which I am going to tell you now. So, and that is why you will see that except for Air Force now, otherwise earlier Air Force also, there was shortage of officers in the Army, Air Force and Navy. And basic reason was, it was not that there was shortage of youth in our country. It was the shortage of the right candidate. Otherwise, in India, where there is so much of unemployment, finding youth is not a difficult task. But why we were carrying on with shortage was because we were looking for the right candidates. And unless we get the right candidate, they are not selected. So there are 15 qualities. Now, those 15 qualities, first is effective intelligence. You must have basic. We are looking for an average candidate. We are not looking for this thing, Newton or Edison. We are not looking for very, very intelligent people. We are looking for average people. They must have effective intelligence. Effective intelligence is you must use your intelligence to solve the problem, practical problem. Then there is a reasoning ability. You should be able to reason out, okay, these are 5 options available to me. Which one will I choose? So that is the reasoning ability. Then the third quality which is required is the organizing ability. That with limited resources, how will you organize any task which has to be completed? And last is the power of expression. Out of these 4, the fourth one is power of expression, because since as an officer you will be leading your troops, so you should have power of expression to express whatever you want to tell your troops. Next comes the social thing. In that, the first is social adaptability, because you will be working with all types of people from different areas, different languages, different religion, different caste, creeds, everything. So you should be able to adapt to all types of people. And one thing more I want to tell you, the religion of the officer in the armed forces is the religion of the troops. If I am with Sikh troops, then my religion is Sikhism. If I am with Christian troops, then I am Christian. So we have to adapt according to the troops we are commanding. Another quality which is important is cooperation. You should be of cooperative nature. There should be collaboration. You should not be competitive, because if you are competitive, then you are looking after only yourself. But if you are cooperative, then you are looking after the interest of the group. Then is the sense of responsibility very, very important, because on you rests the security of a country. So you must have that sense of responsibility that whatever task is given to me, I will do it at the best of my abilities. Then comes your initiative. Then comes your confidence level, your speed of action, because speed is of paramount importance, especially in the Air Force and Navy, where you are flying the aircraft in supersonic speeds. So there you have to take the decision in seconds, not even in minutes. Then your ability to influence the group, because it is not easy to tell your troops, okay, you look at front, there is enemy firing at you from height and you have to go and attack. It is not an easy thing. So you should have ability to influence your group. then you should be lively in nature. Because if you are cheerful, you are lively, your troops will be lively, they will be cheerful. Then comes the determination. If whatever task has been given to you, irrespective of the obstacles and challenges, you have to complete that. So you have determination. You have to have physical stamina, because everything is, most of the things are physical. And then last but not the least is the courage. You should be a courageous person. You should not be scared. I am not saying that you should have no fear, because everyone has fear, but you should be able to overcome that fear. And then you should be able to develop your soft skills. Soft skills, you can call them technical skills, you can call them any skill you want, but in the armed forces, we call them officer like qualities, or in short form, OLQ. Lalit.
Okay, perfect. That's really great, and thank you so much for sharing the kind of attributes what the aspirants should have, how they have to start preparing themselves, adding those qualities in them, and very interesting and in detail you have shared, Colonel sir. Thank you so much. So related to that, so I've been hearing, and I think now it's reduced, but during my days back in 10 to 15 years back, so many people have misconception about joining defense sector, right? Still somewhere it is still there, I feel. So we all are trying our best to create more awareness and inspire more youth to get into defense sector. So according to you, what are the misconceptions that people have out there, maybe the students or parents, so how we can work on those area?
Firstly, let me clarify, and I think whatever I tell you now, it should have more effect on that. That I have served in the army for 35 years, and let me tell you, when I joined the army, I was doing Master of Business Economics from Delhi University. A lot of people told me that why you want to join the army, because at that point of time, the salary of an officer was 750 rupees. And I was selected as a management trainee with Escorts Limited with 2000 rupees in during internship. So they said, everyone told me that why you want to join, there is a lot of money in the corporate world, you have done economics honors, you have done master of business economics, and you are joining army. So a lot of people said that in the army, you don't require so much of education, you don't require so much of literacy. People, they go after 12th only, they become an officer. But I joined Indian Military Academy, so I had done my graduation, and I have not completed the post graduation, but I was still studying that. But let me tell you one thing which I am very clear, that after spending 35 years, if I have a choice in my next birth, and if God asked me, or if I had a choice, I will still like to join the armed forces. So that is number one. In spite of so many attractions in the corporate world or even in the administrative services, but if given a choice, I will still like to join the armed forces. That is number one. Because whatever army teaches you, there is no other organization in the world, and I am not talking about Indian Army, talking about all the armies in the world. Few years back, there were, I think, 40 president of America, and out of 40, 32 or 33 were from the armed forces. So you can understand that if America, which is one of the most powerful and most advanced country in the world, if they could trust the armed forces officer to be president of the country, so you can understand what is the importance of the armed forces. So that misconception I want to remove from everyone, that corporate will give you money, but corporate will not give you what you would like. Corporate will not make you happy. Corporate will make you slave. You will be looking for the last day of the month at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock when the salary comes into your account. So that is the one misconception I want to tell the youth of the country, that if you want to enjoy yourself, then you must join the armed forces. It is the best career. And if you see the advantages, Some people think that once you join the armed forces, you cannot progress professionally. Let me tell you, in armed forces is the only organization where they give you 2 years of study leave, where you can do anything you want to do for 2 years as far as the studies are concerned. And in those 2 years, you are given the same salary, you are given the same accommodation, you are given the same perks, everything is same, and you can study for 2 years. If you are BTech, you can do your MTech. If you are a graduate, you can do whatever you want to do, you can do. So this misconception, which is the, I think that is the most important one, is that armed forces is very, very attractive. And I'm telling you, if you want to be happy in life, join the armed forces. Lohiji.
Yes, that's really great, sir. I mean, thank you so much for adding that. So yes, rightly said. Those thoughts what people have, and I mean, I really impressed how you have moved yourself, even though people have given the kind of guidance, but you're getting to different sectors, so you're inspiring so many people out there, so that's really great. Thank you so much for that. And just to add on, even my uncle is from Navy. He is commander, so he's retired now. So I hear so many great stories and the kind of person. So he's also a mentor to me. So helped me in a many way. So thank you so much for that. So I can completely resonate what you said. Great. And yes, we have a question from one of our viewer. Life is beautiful is the name that we have given. Yes, so we are coming to the question that what you have mentioned here. So the next question is about the recruitment process. So how someone have to prepare for the exam, and how the recruitment process work. I think you have briefed in before, but in detail for the aspirants, how Indian Armed Forces, what are the different kind of branches, how the recruitment process work, how someone have to prepare themselves to clear the exam.
No, like I told you that you have to prepare for the written exam, and written exam is not simple. Anybody who is good in 12th class in academics, anybody can clear it. It is not difficult. What is difficult is the service selection board, that is the SSB. For SSB, you have to be very, very clear. And there are different coaching centers, but my advice is that go to a coaching center if you want to get a guidance. But you must always keep in mind that there the personality, like I said, that there are 15 qualities. So these qualities are your qualities. Don't imitate any quality from anybody else. If somebody tells you that you should do this, you should do you behave there as an individual and behave in a manner in which you are. Don't be actors, because I have seen most of the candidates, when they go for SSB, they start behaving in a different personality, and when you project different personality, you get rejected, because there are three people who are assessing you. You may do acting in one, other one you may not be able to act that brilliantly, and then you get rejected. So the only thing is prepare for the written exam. One advice which I want to give, and what is very, very important, is that the students, they wait for result of the written exam to come, and then they start preparing for the SSB. This point I want to bring out. This is very, very important point, because they give graduated preparation, that first they will prepare for the written exam, then they will wait for the result to come, and when the results will come, then they will start thinking, okay, now I have to go for SSB. What do I do about SSB? So the time period or the time between your result and your SSB is very less, maybe 1 month, 15 days, 1.5 months. So 1.5 months is less a time to prepare for the SSB. Like I said before, if you had decided to join the armed forces, start preparing for your written exam, and side by side start preparing for your SSB. And if you do it simultaneously, you will not find it difficult. When you clear your written exam, by then you are already 50 to 60%, you are already prepared for the SSB. SSB. So that is one thing one must remember. Lohiji.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for that. So really great insight. I have two more questions. Sorry, I'm taking a few, 5 more minutes. So now, what are different in career advancement? Like everyone are looking for a kind of opportunity, the kind of level, right? So young officers, how they can maximize their potential, and what are the kind of the kind of opportunity that they have from the junior level to the highest level. So what is the time that normally takes for them to get into a senior level in the defense sector?
Okay, let me tell you, there is no other organization in India where you start earning so much of salary. When I say so much of salary, I am talking about in comparison to other organizations that at the age of 2021 you are earning about 80 to 90,000 rupees or maybe 1 lakh rupees per month. That is number one. When you become lieutenant, during training also you are being paid. Number two, the salary is very good. Now, as far as the professional advancement is concerned, the best thing about the armed forces is that you can join your choice. If you are an engineer, you can become an engineer in the armed forces. If you are a doctor, you can become a doctor in the armed forces. If you are a lawyer, you can join the legal branch. So you can join anything which you are fond of joining, or which you are. If you are a good science student, you can become engineer, you can become electronic engineer, you can become mechanical engineer, you can become civil engineer. So there is no field which is not available in the armed forces. You want to become a pilot, you can become a pilot. So you want to become a computer wizard, you can become a computer. So armed forces itself gives you so much of opportunities, and there is no end to it. You will find that in ISRO and in DRDO, which are the most scientific organization in our countries, you will find most of the projects are being headed by the armed forces personnel. So it is not that you will go there and only fire. You can do anything you want. Like I said, you get a leave to advance your career, to increase your education by doing in 2 years, by doing or whatever courses you want to do. All those who want to have an adventurous life, there is no sports which you cannot play in the armed forces. In the civil, if you want to play a football, you require 21 more people to play football with you. If you want to play cricket, you require another 21 to play cricket with you. In armed forces, you want to play cricket, football, even if you want to play golf, you want to sail, you want to do riding, whatever you want to do, you can do. You want to do tracking, you can do tracking. You want to go into jungle. So there is nothing which is not available in the armed forces. So it is good for adventurous people. It is good for people who are literate and who are intelligent people who wants to go into scientific this thing. They can go anywhere. So there are a lot of progression, lot of things which are happening in the armed forces, and day by day the armed forces are becoming more scientific, because the war which you must have heard about it, that their pages are blasting, the walkie-talkie are blasting. So it is the age of science, and the armed forces are trying to keep pace with the science. Lohiji.
Yes, absolutely right. And just to add on to all our viewers and the young aspirants, so you might be watching our conversation maybe after we end up as well. So it will be there in our social media on our YouTube channel. So whenever you have any question, whenever you watch this particular session in the future, if you still have any question, any doubt that we didn't cover, or maybe have something that you need guidance, or special classes from our dearest Colonel Sanjit sir, you can drop the message in the comment section so that we will definitely reach out to you. Otherwise, you can go to our website, careernaksha.com, and there is a contact number given, or you can just simply fill up the form there so that our team will get in touch with you, right? And as Colonel sir mentioned, there are so many areas that you can work in the defense sectors, maybe from technology to to on ground as well. So you should have that aspiration, you should have that consistency, the kind of goal that you want to work in the defense sector. And yes, science and technology are increasing the opportunity to work in many sectors so that you can work for the country, right? So I have one last question, that's from my end. So what is that one advice or one or two advice that you want to give to all our young minds or aspirants who can get motivated from you, and for those parents who still have that feeling towards that kid, for sending them to the Indian service, Indian defense sector, some advice, some inspirational words for them, sir.
Like I said, Lohitji, that if given a choice, in my next birth, I will join the armed forces. So that is my motivation as far as the armed forces is concerned. One advice which I want to give to the parents, because whenever I go to schools, I find many students, they come, they don't ask question in front of everyone. They come and they try to come in a solitude. They want to ask me something in private. What I have seen is that the students, they want to join the armed forces, but the parents are not very this thing. They are not supporting them to join the armed forces. Reason I don't know. Are firstly, they may be scared because nowadays we have a very nucleus family. In our time, we are six brothers and sisters, so joining armed forces was not a big. Nowadays, you have a two-child norm or a single-child norm, and people, they are slightly scared because when they hear about that in the Jammu and Kashmir, one officer killed, two officer killed, so many Jawans killed, so people are like slightly scared. Let me tell you, there are more number of people dying on in road accidents. They are dying in the armed forces. That is number one. And anybody who dies in the fighting for the cause of the country, I think we all know that what happens to him. I still remember in 1971 there was a second lieutenant Arun Khetrapal who at the age of 21 he fought with Pakistanis, destroyed seven Pakistani tanks, and he was awarded highest gallantry award, that is the Paramveer Chakra. And after 20, 50 years I am still
Wow.
remembering him, and that is my motivation. So one thing which I want to advise the parents is, please don't try to force your dream on your children. If they have a dream of joining the armed forces, irrespective of the reason, they want to put on the uniform, they want to drive a tank, or they want to fly a aircraft, or they want to sail in mighty ships, let them do it. Don't force your dream on them, because it is their dream, and let them fulfill their dream. Because I believe that dream is a food for our soul. Like we eat food for our body, the dream is a food for our soul. So if we don't fulfill our dream, then our soul dies. Don't let the soul of your child die. Let him do whatever he do. And anybody who wants to join the armed forces, go ahead. It is a good career. It is a very, very good career, because in the corporate world today you will be working in one company. After 2 years you will be working company. There is no career. You are hopping from one job to another job. If you want to have a career which is totally guaranteed, nobody can fire you except for the president of India, because you are, when you get an appointment letter, there is only one appointment letter which is signed by the president of India, and that appointment letter is of an armed forces officer. Nobody can fire you. In the corporate world, you don't even know tomorrow whether they will allow you to enter the office or not. So, if you want to have an adventurous life, if you want to have a satisfied and happy life, if you want to be contented, then please join the armed forces. Laliji.
Absolutely, that's amazing, sir. Thank you so much. I got motivated for sure. This is the second time I'm hearing and having in a session with you, sharing a platform. So I really impressed and admire. So thank you so much for that. I definitely, if I get some chance to help the armed force or in a defense team around me, so definitely I'll definitely motivate the people around me. Thank you so much for spending time and sharing in
Thank you,
detail
Laliji.
information
Thank you
about
once again
defense
for giving me this
sector and
opportunity
sharing your
on your
experience and
platform.
expertise with everyone. Um, Yeah, thank you so much, sir. And we'll end the show today. And we have a couple of questions from people how they can connect with you. So I have told them. So again, I'm sharing. So you can simply go to careernaksha.com. So you'll find the contact number over there, or maybe you can fill the form. So just let us know that in the form or whenever you call and connect with our team that you want to connect with Colonel Sanjay sir or maybe related to defense sector. So our counselor team will get in touch with you and share all the information that is required for you, right? So with that, so sir is always with us, so he is open to guide and train you for defense exam as well, so we can help you out in that side. And anywhere you have any doubt or anything that's stopping you to in terms of achieving your career goal, personal or professional way, so please reach out to careernaksha.com. So we have people, esteemed speakers, industry experts, and counselors, so that you can help you out, so that you don't need to worry at all. Yeah. With that, thank you so much once again. So once again, namaste, Colonel Sandit sir, for
Thank
spending
you very
some
much.
time with us and sharing your expertise with us. Thank you. And everyone, so we'll come back with a new topic once again in the upcoming days. And till then, stay tuned to, with our social media channel and be safe. Take care. Thank you so much. Namaste.